The Doomsday seed vault just got an upgrade. The repository of the world's seeds is getting an upgrade after global warming wreaked a bit of havoc. The global seed vault in Svalbard, Norway, was designed to be an impregnable Arctic stronghold that would safeguard plant genealogy for the future. But rising temperatures have led to melting permafrost and heavy rain, causing flooding in the entryway. Water reportedly gushed 15 meters into the front tunnel, but promptly refroze. The seeds were not affected by the meltwater and remain safely frozen in the -18-degree storage facility. Precautions against future flooding are being taken in the facility. This includes removing heat sources such as a power transformer from the tunnel. Drainage ditches will also be dug around the mountainside, and the tunnel walls will be waterproofed for extra protection. Vault managers are now monitoring the facility 24 hours a day as they continue to minimize risks and take measures to ensure the seed bank will be able to operate without human help in the near future. Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews. Want to know how else climate change is causing problems? Rising temperatures could be linked to an increase in diabetes cases. A recent study shows that an increase in cases of type 2 diabetes may be linked to global warming, including 100,000 new annual cases in the US alone. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, about 1 out of every 3 Americans will develop type 2 diabetes. A study published in the journal BMJ Open Diabetes Research and Care found that as the average annual temperature rose by 1 degree Celsius, the number of diabetes cases rose by 3.1 per 10,000 people. Researchers suspect the rise could be due to the inactivity of brown adipose tissue, a natural body fat that produces heat from burning the fat stored in organs to keep the body warm when temperatures drop. If temperatures stay warm, the inactivity of brown adipose tissue can increase fat stored in organs, causing glucose intolerance and diabetes. According to the World Health Organization, about 422 million people worldwide suffer from either type 1 or type 2 diabetes. The trees are moving west. A new study that looked at 3 decades worth of data on trees came to a startling discovery. The trees are moving. From 1980 to 2015, researchers found that 73% of trees in the eastern US have been moving westward, while 62% have been migrating north. As trees farther south and east die off, new ones sprout further north and east, causing the geographic center of where trees live to gradually shift. The reason for the move is unclear, but is possibly linked to climate change. Changes in rainfall patterns have reportedly led to wetter weather in the west. Warming temperatures are also partially responsible for the northward shift, as trees try to get to cooler weather. It's highly unlikely that the eastern US will be completely devoid of trees, but the migration could impact industries that rely on specific species. Will California soon be underwater? Researchers are warning that melting ice shelves in Antarctica could cause sea levels to rise higher than expected, with the changes being most apparent in California. Scientists theorize that due to the Earth's rotation and gravitational pull, melting ice in Antarctica, particularly in the western portion, is pulled toward the California coast. This makes rising sea levels more dramatic in the region. For every foot of global sea level rise caused by the melting West Antarctic, sea levels will rise approximately 1.25 feet on the California coast. In 2100, sea levels could rise as high as 6.9 feet in San Francisco and 7.1 feet in La Jolla. The California Ocean Protection Council plans to hold a series of workshops and propose measures to address this issue. Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews.
Climate change is shrinking reindeer. Santa may need more than just 9 reindeer to pull his sleigh this year, as researchers find the iconic Arctic animals are literally shrinking. An adult reindeer in Svalbard in the Norwegian Arctic weighed 55 kilograms in 1994. In 2015, one weighed just over 48 kilograms, a 12% decrease. Before, the animals could just brush snow off and eat moss and lichen during the region's 8-month-long winters. But with temperatures going up, rain that falls on existing snow freezes, creating a hard ice that is difficult for reindeer to penetrate, which keeps them from reaching food below. Lack of calories has led to stunted growth and has caused pregnant females to either abort their young for survival or give birth to smaller calves. In summer, warmer weather brings in an abundant food supply that results in more yet smaller reindeer, as well as more competition for scarce food during winter. Scientists believe there's a possibility that even higher temperatures could lead to shorter winters, making food more available for reindeer to produce heavier offspring. For now, though, that remains a distant hope.
Melting sea ice is bad news for polar bears. The authors of a new study warn that polar bear numbers could drop drastically over the next 35 years because of global warming. A review by the International Union for the Conservation of Nature forecasts that polar bear numbers will fall by a third by the middle of the century. The global polar bear population is currently estimated to stand at 26,000. The study suggests there is a 70% chance that figure will drop 30% by 2050. Melting sea ice caused by global warming is the main threat to the survival of polar bears. Polar bears depend on sea ice as a floating platform to hunt seals, which can outswim them in the water. The presence of man-made chemicals in the food chain is another major threat to polar bear numbers. The International Union for the Conservation of Nature monitors endangered species on its red list. The organization classifies polar bears as vulnerable, meaning the species faces a high risk of extinction in the wild.